It's 11 p.m. and these are the headlines. Government to meet with governors tomorrow, and our edition will review the local development reality in light of complementary programs and the activation of local authorities to achieve comprehensive development balance. Army General Ngiriha emphasizes the importance of maintaining equipment readiness during his inspection of the major telecommunication works, regiment and the cable manufacturing facility in the 1st Military Region. Approval of health and education sector laws highlighted with emphasis on social resilience and natural resources and the administrative districts of L'Arish and Tilimsan and Qantara and Biskra. Algerian scientific research achieves a major milestone with nearly 1,400 new inventions registered. And unprecedented rise in employment rate in Morocco, with alarming figures reflecting widespread corruption in the Makhzen. Welcome back, everyone. Tomorrow, and under the high patronage of the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, the government governors meeting will be held under the slogan Local Locomotive Development, a two-day meeting that will be focusing on local authorities' key role as drivers of national development to discuss sustainable development, including water and food security, local economy and job creation, in addition to digital transformation, public services modernization and urban planning. Ryan Bahri explains.
Today, the state relies on a comprehensive and sustainable development approach aimed at improving citizens' living standards and their environment through a series of projects designed to create effective and wealth-generating development dynamics at the local level. This approach brings together various actors at all levels. The development dynamics have already taken shape with tangible local development achievements on the ground. These include developmental gains launched by public authorities in recent years across various provinces, especially those benefiting from complementary programs in line with the vision of the President of the Republic. This vision aims to improve conditions in the interior and southern regions, enhancing the quality of life for citizens in various fields. All these efforts are closely linked to specific development plans aimed at achieving social justice and regional balance across the vast country, while addressing disparities in local development. Local communities have been supported through the creation of new delegated provinces and new administrative districts with the authority to manage spaces and projects. These initiatives are focused on meeting citizens' aspirations with a view to driving development, attracting investment and overcoming isolation, thereby making a significant contribution to the national economy.
In other news, Army General Ngiriha, Minister Delegate to the Minister of National Defense, Chief of Staff of the PNA, paid a working and inspection visit to the 1st Military Region today, where he inspected the major telecommunication works, regiment and the cable manufacturing facility. A roundup of the visit with Najh Tayar.
Following the welcome ceremony given by the commander of the 1st Military Region and the head of the Transmissions and Command Control Systems Department at the Regiment of Major Telephony Works and the Cable Establishment, the Army General received an exhaustive presentation on the regiment's activities and assigned missions presented by the regimental commander, before taking a look at the various means used to carry out telephone work, the material and equipment available, and listening to the exhaustive explanations provided by the regiment's executives. The Minister Delegate to the Ministry of the National Defense, Chief of Staff of the People's National Army, took the opportunity to issue a series of instructions and guidelines, stressing in particular the imperative need to preserve the readiness of the equipment and ensure its regular maintenance in order to fully accomplish the missions assigned. The Army General then visited the wiring establishment responsible for the production of fiber optics and various fiber optic cables to meet the needs of the People's National Army. The head of the Transmissions and Command Control Systems Department gave a presentation on the various activities of the establishment and the prospects for its development, notably through the launch of new production lines as part of the promising development of the transmissions arm within the People's National Army, in order to meet the needs of the battle corps in the field of telecommunications and adapt to the new challenges imposed by accelerated technological developments in the sensitive field.
هذا ريكوبيراتور دو ديشي وهنا هذا شومبر دو تمبيراتور نديرو فيها لا هيدروجين نزيدو نديرو تيست تاع ليبرون بلي راه مثلا كتفاوض.
The Army General also visited the cable production lines, where he was given detailed explanations of the equipment and advanced techniques used on the production lines, equipped with the most modern digital automatic systems and operated by a team of officers and executives, engineers and technicians who have received in-depth specialized training to master these systems and equipment. Minister Delegate to the Ministry of the National Defense, Chief of Staff of the PNA, also inquired about the technical characteristics of the different cables produced by this production plant, the only one in the country to produce optical fibers.
conduire à un type de câble aviateur.
de test réflexion. هنا أي حاجة ممكن تأثر يستغل الكابل لو تيران دور de l'installation ولا.
At the end of the visit, the Army General signed the guest books of these two units.
Approved yesterday in the Council of Ministers meeting, the special status of education and health workers restore these categories to their rightful place within society. A commitment of the President of the Republic aimed at preserving these crucial bodies. And these two bills have been widely welcomed, as explained by Rana Bahri.
The highly anticipated special status of national education and health were adopted during the Council of Ministers meeting. An adoption that meets the demands of government employees in these two sectors awaited for many years. At the center of attention, the bill on special status for specific bodies of national education provides, among other things, the definition of essential missions, all grades and bodies combined, and the allocation of educational and pedagogical missions to teaching staff according to specialty, merit, and competitiveness. It is also a question of improving the classification of basic grades while benefiting from the provisions that allow integration into higher grades, the creation of new distinguished teaching grade in the professional career of teachers, the valorization of diplomas for promotion and integration into the professional career. The bill also offers the possibility for teaching staff to occupy structural senior positions, particularly within the central administration, in addition to the possibility of benefiting from a reduction in the retirement age from 3 to 5 years, as well as a paid professional mobility leave to deepen their knowledge. The Council of Ministers also approved the special status of the medical and paramedical professions. The latter includes specialist doctors, general practitioners, dental surgeons, pharmacists, anesthesiologists, biologists, psychologists, paramedical education teachers, and paramedics and midwives. The status includes advantageous measures that will allow the development of human resources and their professional careers. The adoption of this bill demonstrates the interest granted by the President of the Republic to this sector, emphasizing the improvement of the socio-professional conditions of health personnel by focusing on their protection, the enhancement of incentive bonuses according to the nature of the work areas. The two drafts of the special status of government employees in the national education and health sectors will be submitted to Parliament for adoption before the end of the current year.
The scientific and technological public institutions set out their assessment of scientific research in 2024, which was presented this Monday during a national conference chaired by the Minister for Higher Education and Scientific Research, Canal. The ministers stressed the importance given to this field since 2020, making of it a priority for the state's highest authorities, adding that the budget devoted to it had increased by 112% to reach 18 billion dinar. Kamal Badari also announced the submission of 1,376 patent applications for invention, the creation of 33 startups and 341 micro-businesses, as well as the creation of 20 economic enterprises and the launch of 14 innovative projects for the economic sector during the year 2024. Algeria will preside over the Arab Inter-Parliamentary Union for a second term. The members of the AIUP Executive Committee adopted this decision unanimously. This was at the 36th session of the committee held in Cairo, in Egypt, under the chairmanship of Brahim Boughali, Speaker of the National Assembly. The latter stressed the need to protect Arab countries from the impact of conflicts between the major powers and called for strengthening their partnerships at both regional and international levels in order to safeguard their interests. As Zionist settlers stormed the courtyards of Al-Aqsa Mosque in occupied Quds today under the protection of Zionist forces, the settlers carried out provocative tours and performed rituals under heavy security. In the occupied West Bank, Zionist forces launched overnight raids, arresting at least 10 Palestinians. And in Gaza, Zionist warplanes struck a vehicle in Deir al-Balah and a house east of Gaza City, killing at least civilians and injuring others. And the Ministry of Health, in its briefing on day 444, reported no less than 2 massacres over the past 24 hours. These attacks left 58 Palestinians dead and 86 others injured. In Morocco faces an unprecedented rise in unemployment, revealing systematic corruption within the Makhzen, which has hindered growth and left citizens increasingly burdened by financial hardships. Najah Tayar.
Today, and according to the High Commission for Planning, the unemployment in Morocco reached record levels in 2024, with an increase of 21.3%, leaving many families in financial crisis, reflecting a worsening economic situation and declining growth, and the failure of public policies to meet the needs of citizens and secure their future, resulting in the bankruptcy of some institutions and the closure of others. As for these people, they lost their jobs overnight. Put yourself in their shoes. Where would you go if you're at work? Then you just lose it. What's going on is the quite opposite of human development. This one category which managed to not burden the government, their means of living are now ruined.
واحد الاماكن اللي كيصوروا فيهم القوت اليومي ديالهم لجميع الصناع اللي سميت حانوت.
The owners of 600 shops selling different goods are today jobless and threatened with prison. There are those who live in rented houses and there are mothers with kids. Corruption in the Makhzen system is seen as the root cause, with mismanagement and favorism blocking development and job creation. Corruption and bribery are causing us 5 points of development, which is around 50 billion dirhams a year. The Moroccan citizens are struggling to afford basic needs, sparking protests and demands for reform. Without action, the crisis risks worsening and further eroding trust in the government.
That was it for today's news. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.